late at night with no way of returning to the fire, or too weak to fight off a cultist raid, you would probably die, as the campfire is the only safe place in the game, right? However, there are many safe spots in the game other than your fire, where the deer and other threats can't get you. These places are all over the map and get crazier as the video goes on, but they all have one thing in common: they are safe places where the dangers of the night can't get to you. So that means that all of these safe areas and strategies will help you finally hit that 99-day mark. And you know, some of these even break the game a little bit. So without further ado, let's get into it. Most of these safe areas are best used as emergency shelters. So say if your fire went out, you could just go there. This shelter in specific is also good for long-term survival. You could stockpile stuff like food and even put farms nearby. Well, anyway, this safe area is actually the tower, and by going up to the top corner, you are completely safe. That's if you even manage to get there though, which is the main downside to the tower strat. There are usually only 1 to 3 towers in the game, so getting there when something is chasing you is kind of difficult. But it does block threats such as the deer, and in a kind of funny way. There's a lot more I could say about the tower strat because it's very interesting. I have a video that explains the glitch behind the tower strategy, so you can watch that after you see the next 2 shelters. So the towers are good, but their lack of quantity on the map makes the tower not useful in an emergency. However, this shelter is quite literally all over the map, and to explain how you can use it, I'll describe an example. So let's say you were getting chased like this, and either your fire was out, or you didn't have enough food. You would usually have nowhere to go. But if you actually go on one of these rocks, you are entirely safe. Well, to do this, you need to climb on the side of the rock that is possible to be jumped up on, and then go over to the side that is too tall for enemies to hit you. And once you do that, you're completely safe. So going back to the example, if you were in a situation like this, going up to one of these rocks would definitely be a good choice. And before we get to the final and definitely the best safe area, here's a couple of bonus rounds, I guess you could say. So if you didn't have enough time to go all the way up the tower, if you just go up the first level, the normal enemies can't get you. So that's an easy escape from them. And while I don't have footage of it, if you go on top of the fishing house, that's also another good option. This final safe area is interesting because it's different and better than all the others, as it's something that you actually end up building. This gives it the added bonus of being permanently survivable. But how can that be possible? Well, it uses farms and cooking pots to create a sustainable little pod that even the deer can't get into. As for how to build it, you'll need a bunch of materials that will take you a couple of days to get. To be exact, you need about 50 wood and 60 scrap. So if you want to make this, that should be your first objective. Now that you have all the materials, pay attention closely, because if you miss a step, this will not work, but if you watch carefully, you'll be able to survive forever in this little home. First, place down a lightning rod, and please don't forget this, because it ruins the entire thing. Next, I would make 2 or 3 farm plots, and place 2 next to where you want your shelter to be, along with a cooking pot. It's important to note that you will need a level 3 crafting bench for this, but once you have the farms down, you can start placing the house. You'll need a couple of shelves or log walls to block the cultists, and 2 wood rain shelters for the actual roof. Start by optionally laying down the final farm plot, and once you have that down, place a wood rain shelter on the edge of the farm plot like this. And next is the tricky part, which if you mess up will screw up your entire thing. So check to see if you've forgotten anything. I would grab some earmuffs at this point. But once you've double checked your shelter, now you're faced with the task of perfectly aligning another wood rain shelter to seal yourself in. Personally for me, I had to use a controller to do this, but maybe it's different if you're on mobile, I don't know. We're almost done, so the final touch is placing some shelves or walls as a barricade to protect yourself. And you've done it, so now you can survive forever. Just make sure to click and drag the carrots that grow from your farms into the cooking pot. The good thing about all of these safe areas is that they all are good for different use cases. Rocks for emergency, towers for less cheesy long-term survival, and finally this for an infinite AFK spot. Personally, I would check out the towers video that I made because it explains a glitch that allows you to survive forever. If you liked watching these videos, consider subscribing because I'll make more of these in the future that you don't want to miss. But yeah, bye.